Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
How are you all? How are you? Okay. Got very silent when I said that. Made me a little nervous. Welcome to University Synagogue. My name is Barry Lutz, Rabbi, and so excited to have you all here to join in our afternoon service with that young lady right there. It's going to lead us in worship. Do you all know her? It's Davina, in case you haven't met her. It's okay. Well, we'll avoid the applause while we're in the sanctuary. We are excited to have you here. Davina takes on a particular obligation today, which is a symbol of her having reached a stage in her life, a new stage in her life, beginning to take on some of the responsibilities that go along with being an adult member of the Jewish community. And one of those is to be able to lead us in worship. But in order for her to do that, she needs your help. So are you ready to do that? Okay. So here's what you need to do. You need to have this book right here, our Siddur, our prayer book, which is in the seat in front of you. If you haven't used this prayer book, if you haven't used our prayer book before, or a Hebrew prayer book, you'll notice that it opens from the other side, as Hebrew goes from right to left. Inside the prayer book, you'll find prayers in Hebrew, and underneath them, translations of those prayers, and then some interpretive readings on the alternate page, usually on the left side of the page as well. And Davina will be leading us through all of that this afternoon. There will be opportunities for you to join in, and that's where you come in. Whenever you have opportunities to join in our prayers, we hope that you will join with us. Your voices add to the beauty and sanctity of our worship together. So we hope you will take every opportunity to participate with us and show your support to Davina as she leads us in worship this afternoon.
Please join me on page 220 with Ashrei.
Turn in your prayer books to page 170.
May my life be one link in a chain of goodness. As I say the prayers of my ancestors, help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word. Holiness is my heritage. May I be worthy of it. May our tradition live in me and pass from me to generations I shall never know. Enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done, so may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing. And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring their spirit into the world in which I live. May I love God above all and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes. As I wrap myself in the talit, I fulfill the mitzvah of my Creator. Bless Adonai, O my soul, Adonai my God, how great you are. You are robed in glory and majesty, wrapping yourself in light as in a garment, spreading forth the heavens like a curtain. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahit atef b'tzitzit.
Amen.
Amen.
Davina, your name means beloved in Hebrew, and you certainly are. You are surrounded by your family, all of whom adore you, your many friends, and your Jewish community as you become a bat mitzvah. I am so proud of you every day and for what you have accomplished getting here today. I know the road getting here has not always been easy, but the journey amply illustrated your remarkable strength and resilience, as well as your grace and kindness. From the day you were born, you were intensely focused, taking in everything around you. I remember when you were 3 days old and you got kicked out of the nursery in the middle of the night because you wouldn't stop crying. The second the nurse brought you into my room, you stopped crying, and I swear you looked right at me and smiled. Your intensity, focus, intelligence, and high spirit has never wavered. You have always seemed older than your years, so composed and insightful, pointing out in a very nice way when I do or say things I've tried to teach you not to do or say. I so admire your intelligence, your ability to direct and lead, while also to listen and be part of a team, and how you weather challenges and disappointments with grit, and your innate common sense, which will take you far in life. But I also love how natural it is for you to be kind to those around you. Your grandparents, playing Rummy Cube with Papa, being so sweet to Grammy even when it was a little hard, and to take care of your little sisters and cousins, and how you are able to experience true joy, dancing, laughing, enjoying your family and friends, and I hope you never stop dancing. When your hair is not quite as straight and composed as it is today, we sometimes jokingly ask if you've been struck by lightning. But all joking aside, you do have a unique electricity and fire. You become animated and indignant when you or others feel slighted or wronged. You stand up for yourself and those around you. And you also relish in other people's successes and triumphs as much as your own. Your strong sense of justice and right and wrong is an inherently Jewish value, as is your loyalty and attention to your family and friends and your generosity of spirit. We look forward to seeing you further develop those values now that you are a bat mitzvah. I am so blessed and thankful that you are my daughter. I love you so much.
Davina, I'm tremendously proud of you today for becoming a bat mitzvah. In this chapel, in front of your friends, family, you are affirming your Jewish faith and identity. This is a significant accomplishment and choice. And I know that the choice isn't always easy. It required you to devote time and energy to study Hebrew and our history. This required a bit of sacrifice, given your schoolwork, your leadership, your dance, and the amount of fun you have hanging out with your friends. But you did it. I want to thank you for doing this, as your embrace of Judaism gives me great comfort. It makes me feel that I have taken a step towards satisfying a responsibility that I inherited from my parents and their parents. And I'm truly excited to see how you integrate Judaism into your life. You've always had such tremendous self-confidence, be it dancing in front of hundreds of people at a competition, leading school tours, or just navigating your way around Los Angeles. I hope that you will couple this self-confidence with Judaism's emphasis on spirituality and common good. Again, I'm so proud of you and happy for all that you've accomplished.
We have a few more words to be shared with you before we join back in our service. We want to invite Noah and Ariella to come and join us. Here she is. We can take care of that, actually.
There should be. Hold on. I've got even better than that. Hold on.
Oh, that. Yes.
Ta-da!
There we go. Did you write something? Got it? Go ahead. Did you have your speech? No? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Dear Davina, I'm so proud of you. Okay. Okay. Dear Davina, I'm so proud of you for accomplishing your bar mitzvah. It's going to be truly beautiful, and I love you so much. Oh, mine's much longer. Okay. I can't believe my big sister is already 14. I've had so many memories with Davina. I love dancing with her. She is such a great dancer. I want to dance like her when I grow up. I love playing games with you and picking fights with you. I cannot stop laughing. Today is the day we celebrate her Davina. I want it to be as special as it can be. Davina is beautiful, funny, a fast runner, so smart, and an unbelievable dancer. There are so many more things, but that would take years and years to say. I love you so much, Davina. Thank you for being the best sister out there.
It was twice as long, but you read it twice as fast, so it was okay. I invite you to turn your prayer books to page 226, and please rise as we turn to the Amidah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah El Chagadol Hagivor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Bekonei Hakol Vezocher Chasdei Ervot V'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei Uvneihem Leman Shemo Be'achava Melech Hoser Umashiach Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayev HaKol Atah Rav Lechoshia Mashiv HaRuach Umarid HaGashem Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mechayev HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Ve'ofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Ava, Mi Hamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidom Mechla, Melech Midmi Tumechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman Ata L'chayot HaKol, Baruch Ata Adonai, Mechaye HaKol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדונינו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, מלכנו, הוא מושיענו, והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני עולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה, 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 הללויה,
Please be seated. We'll continue on page 235.
For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we give praise. For the peace in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For the gift of Shabbat, which renews us for life, we offer blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 237.
On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness, restrain our thirst from excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near in life, in peace, and in joy.
Baruch atah Adonai she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
Amen.
Amen.
On page 239.
For the gift of our souls, for the promise of our lives, for all we are and all we might yet become, for the creative seeds sown within our minds, whose nurturing can yield a grand harvest. For all these gifts, we thank you, O God, and pray that we prove ourselves worthy.
May our lives be ripe with the fruit of compassion, sweetly sustaining those in need. May we use our gifts wisely and with love, true messengers of blessing to the world.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulcha na'eh lehodot. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat offers us the opportunity not only to join together as community in the prayers of our Siddur, but also offers us the opportunity for a moment for our own private reflection and meditation. So I invite you to take a moment now for silent prayer.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lechol Hashalom. Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lechol Hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol hit u'b'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim
We turn now to the service for the reading of the Torah. We find ourselves this afternoon, this Shabbat, in reading from the fourth section of the Torah, the book in the book of Genesis, Parashat Vayera. For those of you unfamiliar with the reading of Torah, we read the Torah annually, reading sections each week until we make our way through the entire Torah and then start again. We find ourselves this week in the midst of the story of Abraham. This is a very powerful and interesting and in some ways troubling section of Torah in which three aspects of Abraham's character are revealed to us. The first two, quite fascinating and not so troubling, actually. The first being a story about Abraham's hospitality, his welcoming. The second, which Davina will share with us, I'm going to let her tell you about that aspect of Abraham's character. And the third section, which we won't be sharing this afternoon, but we read actually on the morning of Rosh Hashanah, the Akedah, which is a story about, well, all sorts of interesting things, perhaps about Abraham's faith, perhaps about many other things as well. So those three stories are both all included in the part of the Torah where we read this week. Davina will be sharing with us the second piece, which actually has to do with the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. And as we prepare to turn to that section and learn a bit about that section from Davina, we are going to invite you to turn in your prayer books to page 249 as we ask for Sadie, Sam, Meirav, Eli, Theo, and Ollie to come and join us on the bima to open the ark for us. And as they come forward to open the ark, we will ask you to all please rise.
על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עמיד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עמיד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
There you go.
Stay right there, okay? Wait.
They're back. Come on back. We'll need you to close the doors in just a little bit. Come on, stand back here. All right. So, Davina, this is yours today. This becomes yours. The Torah becomes yours to carry forward in your life. Torah is such an interesting and wonderful thing to carry, not like this, but to carry in your heart. There's a fascinating thing about Torah, Davina. As you read Torah, it continually changes. We read the same stories over and over and over again, and they continually change. And that's not because they change, but because you change. And so we learn something new from it every time we open it up. You have the opportunity, Davina, to carry Torah forward in your own life because of all these people that are standing here next to you who have each carried Torah forward in their life, passing it one generation to the other so you could be here to receive the Torah from them today. And so that is how we pass the Torah to you today, first from the generation of your grandparents. To your parents, who have the great blessing and honor of passing the Torah to you.
Natan, Terach, Leamo, Yisrael, Bikdu, Shato.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai איתי, ונרומם שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד. כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה והמתנשא לכל ראש. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו.
Davina.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו.
You guys want to take the stuff off the door? Take the ornaments off the door. Come here, take those. Come here, take the stuff off the door. Yeah, pull it off. Yeah. Give that to your sister. Pull the cover off. Yeah, pull it.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you. Please be seated. Yeah, just a sec. Hang on one second. Ready? Okay.
My Torah portion is called Ve'era. In the specific portion I will be reading about today, Abraham is bargaining with God about the future of the city of Sodom. God wants to demolish Sodom because its residents are immoral, wicked, and violent. Abraham does not argue with God just for the sake of the argument, something that I and most of us do on occasion, but because he strongly believes that God should not destroy Sodom since not all of its residents are wicked. Abraham asked God what would happen to Sodom if 50 of its citizens were good people. God agrees that he would not need to destroy the city, Sodom, if it has just 50 good people. Abraham then asked God, would you still destroy the city and all within it if it only has 45 of its residents are good people? God agrees not to destroy Sodom if at least 45 good people could be found. Abraham continues then to negotiate with God, asking if Sodom could be spared if there were 40 or 30 or 20 good citizens. Finally, God says to Abraham, if you can bring me 10 residents of Sodom who are good people, I won't destroy the city. The number 10 is significant because it is the official number of adults for certain Jewish ceremonies, which is called a minyan. Abraham tries to bring God 10 good people from Sodom, but he fails in this effort and God destroys the city. The bargaining between God and Abraham raises a number of interesting questions, such as, why is God asking Abraham for advice? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Isn't God all-knowing? This reminds me of how, for most of my life, I've asked adults for advice, but lately adults, and even sometimes my parents, ask me for my opinion and advice, even though I'm only 13 years old. And in our world today, young people organizing strikes and protests encourage older adults and political leaders to change long, unchallenged ways of life regarding the treatment of women, gun ownership, and the environment. My Torah portion shows how important it is to keep trying to achieve big goals, but also understanding that no matter how much or how well you argue with the decision makers, you only may succeed in making small changes, or, like Abraham trying to save Sodom, not succeed at all. Finally, is there any reason good enough to justify destroying a city and all of its residents? In Vayera, I find Abraham's bargaining more persuasive than God's. It does not seem right for the people of Sodom, even if there were only one or two, to suffer the consequences of their neighbor's bad behavior. And isn't violence a bad strategy? Doesn't violence bring more violence and fear? So Vayera, in the bargaining between Abraham and God, reminds us that every person has the potential to be good and wise, and an argument should be judged on its merits, not on the position, however excellent, of the person making the argument.
As we prepare to turn to the first Aliyah, just a pre-invitation for those of you, there's probably some of you up there that wonder what we're doing up here, that you've never actually been up close to a Torah before and maybe would like to see what Davina is doing. So in just a bit, we're going to invite those of you who have never been close to a Torah before to come up and actually see what it is that Davina is doing up here. So just to prepare you for that in a few minutes. For our first Aliyah, we would like to invite up Bonnie and Paul Ephraim and Karen and Jonathan Ephraim and Dan Ephraim. Yeah. Can you see it?
They're going to do the blessing, and then you're going to go when they're done. Okay?
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach,
Baruch Adonai
HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim, V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
V'Adonai Pakad et Sarah ka'asher amar, Vayas Adonai l'Sarah ka'asher diber, V'tar v'tiled Sarah le'Avraham ben liskunav lamoed, Asher diber oto Elohim, Vayikra Avraham et Shem beno Chanolad lo, Asher yalda lo Sarah Yitzhak.
Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher natan lanu Torah emet, V'hayei olam notav b'toheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
You can go right next to the captain. On the other side. And for our second Aliyah, we invite up Don Waldman, Tom and Carol Waldman, Amy Waldman, and Alex Starr.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch
Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim, V'natan Lanu Et Torato, Baruch Atah Adonai, Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Vayamol Avraham et Yitzhak beno ben Shemonat Yamim Ka'asher Tziva Oto Elohim. Ve'Avraham ben Me'at Shana Ve'Hivaled lo et Yitzhak beno Vatomer Sarah Sechok Asali Elohim Kol Hashamea Yitzchak.
Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai, Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
And for our third aliyah, Davina, your parents.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach
Le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vatomer mi milel le'Avraham heini kavanim Sarah ki yaladati vein lizkunav vayigdal chayaheled vayigamal vayas Avraham mishe gadol beyom higamel et Yitzhak vatire Sarah et ben Hagar chamitrit asher yalda le'Avraham mitzechek.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nota betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten HaTorah. Amen.
So now's your opportunity. If you haven't been up close to a Torah before and you'd like to see what Davina's been doing up here, we'd like to invite you to come on up and take a look. Come up quickly so we can... Yeah, come on. Don't be shy. Everybody always looks like, does he really mean it? Oh, because you've never seen a Torah before. All right. Come on up, gather around. All right, so this is a Torah. Torah is an organic document. Everything about a Torah comes from God's creation. Everything about the way a Torah is made. There are no artificial ingredients. So we have these wood handles, which come from a... Thank you, that was the hard question. The second part is parchment. Parchment comes from the skin of a kosher animal. It's not paper, it's the skin of a kosher animal. And the ink itself is a mixture of organic elements that are put together to create this beautiful black ink. Actually even has a little bit of honey in it to make it stick better to the parchment. So, can I help? You want to step? You want to step for a second? We'll do this quickly. There you go. There you go. Come here. All right, there we go. There you go. So, if you're looking carefully here, you see, of course, a bunch of Hebrew, right? If you're looking really carefully, you'll notice that there's no punctuation. There's no periods, no commas, no semicolons, no punctuation at all. The other thing that's missing is vowels. So all there is a bunch of consonants strung together. So imagine if you had a book in English, no punctuation, no vowels, just consonants. Do you think you could read it? I would say yes. You probably could. If it was English words that you had seen before, like the word STR, you might know that that was stir or star or something like that. And how would you know whether it was stir or star? Just exactly, context. By the words around it, you would be able to figure out. And that's exactly how we read Torah, is sometimes if we aren't sure about what a word is, we figure it out by the context, by the words around it. Although even sometimes then it's a little tricky, because more than you could have a word that, if you put different vowels in, still makes sense in the sentence. And actually our rabbis, our sages, have a great deal of fun with that and say, well, if it was this word, it would mean this thing, and if it was this word, it would mean this thing, and if you put the period here, it would mean one thing, and if you put the period here, it means something completely different. So all that goes to say that reading Torah, which of course is the first 5 books of the Bible, is kind of a tricky business, and it takes a lot of work and training to learn to read Torah. And Davina has begun that process. She has been studying for a long time. Wherever she went, where is she? Oh, having to? Yes, to learn how to read Torah, and it is a lifelong process learning to read Torah, actually. So thank you for coming up, taking a look, hearing a little bit more about Torah. We're going to invite you to go back to your seats as we actually invite Davina up to read her last aliyah for us. You want to step on that? No.
I'll find it for you. But Tomer, there's a lot of them. I think it's that one. Hold on a second. It was right on it. I have to find her spot. We lost it. I don't know. It's right here. Ta'amod, 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 Davina Chana bat Baruch ve'Elka Perel bat HaMitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Vatomer le'Avraham garesh cha'amacha zot ve'et bena ki lo yirash ben ha'amacha zot im beni im yitzhak batire vayerav hadavar me'od be'enei Avraham al adot beno. Vatomer Elohim el Avraham al yerav be'enecha al chanar ve'al amatecha kol asher tomar elecha Sarah shema bekola ki v'itak vayikra la Sarah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. While the Torah is still open, we're going to invite you to turn to our prayer for healing, which you'll find in this pamphlet that you received as you entered the sanctuary. If your pamphlet is folded the same as mine, it's on the back. It says Misha Berach. We take a moment to pray for the healing of those of our loved ones suffering illness of body or mind or spirit. In fact, for all those suffering illness of body or mind or spirit, that they may find a refuah shlema, full and complete healing. As we join together in this prayer, I'd invite you first, if you would like to call out the names of those who you are holding in your hearts, who you are praying for their healing this Shabbat.
Maybe Rabbi Marley Feinstein. Mi sheberach avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim. Elna refana, Elna refana, Elna refana, Elna refana. Mi sheberach avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim.
Your prayer book's now on page 252. We lift the Torah so that you can all share in it as well. And to lift the Torah for us, we'd like to invite up Justin and Ryan Crane. And to help us with redressing the Torah, Andrew Waldman and Sarah Waldman. And we'll ask that you please rise as we lift the Torah.
So, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. לי 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 Sit in one chair together. Sit in one chair together. Yeah, okay.
Please be seated. Before we turn the Torah there, we're going to invite a member of our Board of Trustees, Seth Weisberg, to come forward and have some things to present to you, Davina. Where are they? Oh, right here they are. They're hiding. Oh, they're stuck. There we go. There we go.
Davina, a few days ago, I ran into your dad at school pickup at Kenter. We had a chance to have a really good conversation. He told me how proud he is of you. He touched me, made me think about how I think about my own daughter. And with that in mind, I'm very deeply honored on behalf of the Board of Trustees of University Synagogue to congratulate you on becoming Bat Mitzvah and to present you with a Bat Mitzvah certificate. And also with this book about Israel, and to congratulate you and wish you Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov.
You have as well a $250 gift certificate, which you can use with NIFTY, which is the Reform Movement's youth group, towards a trip to Israel sometime when you were in high school. A trip that we hope you'll take. Read the book first. Okay. If you'll turn in your prayer books to page 256 now, we return the Torah to the Ark. As we do so, we'd like to invite Charlotte, Emma, Eden, Aaron, Paige, and Georgia. If you'll all come forward and to help us open the Ark, we'll ask that you all please once again rise. Prayer.
First, I would like to tell God how grateful I am to be surrounded with amazing family and friends and to be welcomed by a gracious community at dance, school, and here at Temple. I want to ask God to be with me as I continue my journey to becoming a Jewish woman. Second, thank you for the opportunity to perform a mitzvah like Donate to Dance. As about mitzvah, I took on a mitzvah project. I've been working with an organization called Donate to Dance, which provides gently used costumes, dance clothes, and shoes to less privileged dancers. I set up a donation bin at my dance studio and collected from friends and family. I chose this project because I'm passionate about dance and believe everyone should have a chance to dance. I want to thank my friends and family who came to support me and celebrate with me from near and far, including New York, Maryland, San Diego, and San Francisco. It really means a lot to me that you traveled this far to celebrate me becoming a bat mitzvah. Thank you, Mom. You are always there for me when I need you the most. Make me smile, laugh, and cry. You are the best mom anyone can ask for. Dad, you've taught me most of the things I know today. Thank you so much for always being there for me. I love you so much. Now, Nariella, I have watched you grow up over these years, and it's been a pleasure to see you become such wonderful people. Third, as a Jewish woman, I plan to continue to learn more about my Jewish roots and heritage. One day I would love to travel to Israel. I hope that I, like Abraham before me, can make a difference in the world by being a force for change, hope, and healing.
It's Chaim hi lamachzikim ba betom hecha meushar dracheha darchei noam bechol netivotah shalom hashivenu
Please be seated. I need you. How are you doing?
Fine.
You're fine? Good. You should be doing great. You should be really proud of yourself. You did a wonderful, beautiful job of leading us in worship here this afternoon. So I just wanted to share a few thoughts with you about you and about your portion. If you've sat here a few times, you may have heard me say that sometimes I think as much as you pick a Torah portion picks you. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So the Torah portion that you spoke about Abraham and Abraham's willingness to stand up to God and challenge God and the decision God has made, you really resonated with. Because you are one, you told me, and I have come to learn, who doesn't just say, okay. Sometimes you do. But if you have a question about something, or you have a concern about something, or wonder if something is really the right thing to do, you aren't afraid to stand up and respectfully make your opinion. No, respectfully? Yeah. Dad's laughing. Okay. Yes. Yes, of course. Respectfully make your opinion known and let people know what you think is the right thing to do. And we need that, Davina. We need that in the world. We don't need yes people. We need people who are willing to challenge, who are ready to think deeply about issues and what is right and what is not, and challenge us to all be better. And that is what this portion is about, and that is what you spoke about, and is who you are and the way that you walk through the world. It is a remarkable thing, and it's a blessing to have been able to spend some time with you as we have studied your Torah portion and understand what it has to do with you and your connection to this portion. So I hope that this portion that has chosen you will remain with you, that you will think about it often and what it means to you as you move through your life. It's okay. That was me last night. So as you now take this next step, this big step, which is really beginning to learn what it means to be an adult member, not of the Jewish community, but an adult member of the world in a Jewish way. I happen to think that has a lot to do with being in contact with God. Not with God out there, but with God in here. That source of who we really are, that essential piece of our being that is really God's divine light that shines forth from us. And so we're going to go in front of the ark to ask for God's blessing upon you, that God may be that source of light, that source of blessing, that source of inspiration as you continue to make your journey. As we once again approach the ark, we'll ask you to once again to please rise. May God watch all over you, Davina, and always keep you.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך וחנך.
May the light of God's divine presence continue to shine upon you to bless and to grace your journey through life.
אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום, שלום.
And may God's face be lifted towards you always, blessing you with the greatest of God's gifts, Davina, the gift of shalom, the gift of wholeness, and the gift of peace.
וישם לך שלום, שלום,
On page 282, we join together in the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
If you remain standing and turn to page 294. We join together there in words of remembrance. So we remember each our own loved ones who walked the path of life before us. We remember especially one who was so important to Davina and to her family. We remember her grandmother, Marilyn Waldman, and of her and of each of our loved ones, we say Zichronam Livracha. May they be always a source of blessing as we join together in the words of Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, ve'omad divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mavarach l'olam ulamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha barichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace help us to find the peace and wholeness we each seek in our own lives, and to become a source of peace and wholeness and healing for our world. And we say,
Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. We are going to go down there. Do you all want to come down if you're able to? If you're able. So we're going to invite you, actually, now that we've made our way down here, to come and join us. So if you'd like to kind of come and gather around us as best you can. Not too close, but yeah, just a little space. Got to leave a little room for the family here. We are going to participate in the ceremony of Havdalah. Wait, hang on. Just take 1 second. Come as best you can. You can come around on the stairs on this side as well. Surround Davina and her family. Havdalah is a ceremony of separation. The word Havdalah means separation. And we separate Shabbat, the sacred time of this day, from the ordinary time of the rest of the week with these 3 symbols. One of which is fire, so you may want to just back up a little bit. We don't want to drip hot wax on any of you. There are these 3 symbols. There is the fruit of the vine, with which we welcomed Shabbat last night, that sweet taste, in hopes that today would be a sweet and blessed day, and certainly, Davina, you have helped us to make it so. And so we taste that sweetness as we take leave of Shabbat, with the hope that we can take some of the sweetness and blessing of this day with us as we enter a new week. Secondly, there is the aroma of the spices, a really fascinating symbol, actually, because an aroma is something you can't see or touch. But if you breathe it in, of course, you know that it's there. And in that way, this aroma of the spices reminds us of all the intangibles in our life, really, which are the things that bring meaning and purpose to our lives. Most of them are things we can't see or touch. But if we open our hearts and our minds and breathe them in, we know that they indeed exist. And lastly, there is this beautifully braided candle that Davina is about to light for us. It's actually really, as you can see, many wicks coming together to create one flame. And it is a reminder to us that each of us carries a spark of God's light within us. And we are to do just like this candle, intertwine our lives together so that we bring all our sparks together and make God's light burn that much more brightly in the world around us. So, you're about to hear the words to Havdalah. If you don't know all the blessings, law will work just fine, because that is what we are going to begin with. We're going to turn off the lights, light the candle.
Francie, can you hit the lights
Will
for
be
us?
our only light. Hold it down further, closer to you. Okay. Maybe don't turn off all the lights yet. All right. Can I do it? That's good. You got it. Yeah, keep going. You got it. Here, Leslie. Hold the camera.
המבדיל בין קודש לכל, חטאותינו ימחול. זרענו וכספנו ירבה כחול, והכוכבים בלילה. שבוע טוב, 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 שבוע טוב. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera ve'yameinu, Yavo Eleinu, Im Mashiach ben David, Im Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi.
So you are all about to do something really important, which is participate in a Seudat Mitzvah, a mitzvah meal, celebrating all that we have accomplished. There is no Jewish thing that is complete unless we eat something together and celebrate together. Is that true? Are we going to celebrate? Yes? Are you sure? Okay, all right. Just want to make sure. So we join together. You're going to lead us in Motzi as we thank God for all the blessings and are reminded to always share those blessings with those whose lives we touch. Just speak right into my cheek right here. Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch
Davina, look
atah
at my-
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shavua tov, everyone. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.